Right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you all can hear me. Those of you who are attending live, as well as those who are watching the replay, hope y'all are doing well. My name is Brooks Burnette. We're going to go over Google Ads crash course specifically for remodeling contractors here in just a second. Let me make sure everything's running correctly. Do these every month and still worried that something's not going to work. All right. So let me go ahead and just share my screen here. So like I said, we're going to be talking about Google Ads for remodeling contractors. Okay, so I want to emphasize that we're going to be looking at Google Ads specifically for remodelers. Okay, so if you don't know about me and who I am, my name is Brooks Burnette, and let's see here. Let's see. Hopefully this will work here. All right, so hopefully you guys can see my face. All right, so we're gonna go back. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just dive in and get started. If anyone else comes, hopefully they'll just catch up and be ready to learn with us here today. And so, yeah, my name is Brooks Burnette, owner of Remodel Reach Marketing. We're a digital marketing agency specifically for home remodeling contractors. And so we're going to look at Google Ads today, and we're going to talk about how that fits in to your marketing strategy and how to fit those to an overall strategy and how to be successful with them. Okay, so we're really going to focus on just home remodelers, okay? And so, the reason why I'm emphasizing that is because we understand that home remodeling is different than pretty much every other service-based business, right? Every home service industry, different than landscapers, plumbers, electricians. The reason why is because remodeling is more, it's definitely a lot more of an expensive service. So most remodelers don't necessarily need a whole lot of leads coming in. So as compared to like a painter or a landscaper or electrician, they need as many leads as possible. Whereas remodelers, we need the right kind of leads. We don't necessarily need a huge amount of leads, but we need the right kind of leads. And so that's what I mean when I say we're doing this just for remodelers and that kind of thing. So, all right, everything is working well. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and just jump right in. So, quick table of contents here. We're going to talk about why Google Ads, why are we focusing on them? Why are they the most important thing? We're going to talk about the different types of Google Ads, creating a budget, and then we're going to go in and go step by step and walk through campaign, creating a campaign that you guys can learn and see the different steps here. Then we're going to talk about what to do once the campaign is done and created. We're going to be talking about ongoing management. So what do you need to do on a daily basis to see success? This is where most people drop off. Okay. They drop off after they create the ads and they wonder why didn't they work? What's going on here? And so the ongoing management is a very, very important piece that we are going to look at. So a couple of prerequisites here. Before you get started with your Google Ads, you must have a good website, either a good website or a good landing page. Okay, so a landing page is just where someone goes once they click on your ad. So someone types in kitchen remodeling near me, your ad pops up, they like what they see, so they click on it and they go somewhere. Where are they going? Are they going to your website? Are they going to a specific page on your website? Wherever they go, it needs to be good. Okay, so what do I mean by that? It needs to have videos, needs to have very good professional pictures, needs to have a contact form ready for them to fill out. So, a good rule of thumb is to always make sure that your landing page or your website is consistent with the advertisement. So, if you're advertising bathroom remodeling and they go to a page for sunrooms or home additions, that causes confusion and that can cause them to leave. That can cause them to say, well, I'm not interested in sunrooms. I'm looking at bathrooms. So just make sure that where someone is going is ready to accept them. Okay. If they go to a page and there's no contact form, they're not going to know what to do and they're going to leave. So just a couple of examples there. So moving right along. So why Google Ads? Why is Google Ads the number one platform, the number one advertising platform that we always recommend, and everything else is secondary? Well, because Google is the biggest listing site on the planet. Okay. At the end of the day, we use Google all the time. And so we're so used to it that we don't really ever really consider what it is. But, if you're in the home service business, then you know about Yellow Pages, you know about Angie's List, you know about Nextdoor, House, and all these other listing platforms. Well, Google is just another listing platform. The only thing is that most people go to Google first. And so if you ever see when people type in home remodeling contractor Atlanta or home remodeling contractor Florida, whatever, your city, most of the results that will come up are other listing sites. So you'll see Angie in there, and we'll take a look here in a second, but you'll see those listing sites there. Most people go through Google to get to those listing sites. And so if your business can be listed on Google as well as those other sites, you're going to have a great advantage. Okay. So Google at the end of the day is the most popular listing site on the planet and, for the foreseeable future also. And so, when you advertise with Google, you're getting a high quality lead. If it is a unique lead and the ad is done correctly, you're getting a high quality lead. Okay. And we're going to talk a little bit more about this here in a second. We're going to talk a little bit more about the quality of lead from Google. Excuse me, but they may not be as good as referrals, but there's really no lead that's going to be as good as a referral. But Google Ads, if they're done correctly, again, are a next best thing. They typically are just as good, not just as good, but they're up there with referrals. And we're going to talk about why that is here in just a second. And so then the last reason why Google is so good is because you can have front page dominance. So front page dominance is where your business is being seen in multiple different sections on the front page. So we don't want your business to be listed once. We want it to be listed twice, 3 times, even 4 times. If your business is on the front page 4 times, the likelihood that someone is going to click on your listing is just goes through the roof. Okay. And so I've got a quick example here. Hopefully this works for me. So if we type in kitchen remodeling contractor Atlanta, hope you guys can see this here. Kitchen remodeling contractor Atlanta, you can see there are all these different listings here. Okay, so like we just mentioned, it's a listing platform. So this section here, these are what we call service ads. You can see the sponsored section here. So this is one location where your business could potentially show up. This is the Google Maps section. This is another place where your business can show up. And then here is the organic section. All of these different sections here are different sections. They have different criteria for ranking on the first page, but potentially the idea is that you want to be ranked. You want to be coming up here, here, and here. So this business, I actually know the guy who owns this business. But you can see this business is ranking at the top of Google Maps and at the top of the organic sections. So they're being seen twice. Now they're not running any ads, or at least their ads aren't showing, or they would be listed up here. And so they would be listed 3 times. So that's what I'm talking about when I say Google front page dominance. So how does this apply to remodelers? So, this is all good. How does this apply? Well, so we understand, like I already mentioned, that remodeling is a very heavily referral-based business. And a lot of remodelers grow their business and like that's all they do is just get referrals, which that's fine. But the businesses that we work with and the businesses that I have personally seen meet their goals and grow to the level that they really want to, they prioritize both. They prioritize referrals and generating new unique leads. So a unique lead, I'll keep using that. A unique lead is someone who has never heard of you before. So they are interested. They're looking for a kitchen remodeler, a bathroom, a new home addition, whatever it may be. They're looking for it, but they've never heard of you before. But they see you online and like you, and so they call you. So that's a unique lead. So the businesses prioritize both. Okay. So if you're looking for more leads, I should have said, Google is a great place to find these high quality leads. And this is where I'll talk about the quality of lead. on Google. So picture this. You're someone who needs a new bathroom. Your bathroom's old, it's outdated. You're looking for a new bathroom you're looking to redo your bathroom, right? So you're looking for a contractor. And so you go onto Google and you type in bathroom remodeling contractor, Atlanta, Georgia. And so your business comes up and they click on your business. That is a good lead. Okay. That is a good lead. I hear all the time people complaining about quote unquote the quality of lead coming in from Google when if someone is looking for your service in your area and they are actively searching for it, that means they are a good potential lead. Now, the difference is that you might have your own criteria. So you have your own, you have budget requirements. You have, I don't know whatever requirements you have. It's typically budget, right? Some businesses don't want, you know, jobs under 50,000 or, whatever it may be, but you have your own requirements. And so that's what disqualifies people. But you have to understand that as long as people are interested in looking and willing to click through to your website and communicate through to you, as long as people are willing to do that, they are going to be a good lead. Okay. Now, they might not be the right fit for you. Again, they might not be the right fit, but you know, on Google, it's hard to find a quote unquote bad lead. Okay. So, with all that being said, moving right along here. So what are the types of Google ads? So we've talked a little bit about the setup and all that. So what are the different types? So you've got search ads, you've got local service ads, and then you've got display or retargeting ads. There's a few different ones here and there, but we're trying to keep things simple because we want to make it actionable for you guys. I want to make sure that you can actually do this. We're not going to get too technical today. We're going to keep it very simple. Basically, you've got these three types of ads. So search ads, very quickly, I'm going to show you each one of these, don't worry. But search ads are just ads that look like normal Google listings. Okay, so they just replicate a normal Google listing, and that's just what they are. They're just called search ads. When someone searches a keyword, they're the listings that come up. So a local service ad is a little bit different. And so we'll show you those here in a second. And then a retargeting or a display ad. These are ads that typically go on websites that show pictures, graphics that you submit, you upload into Google, and Google displays them on websites. And ideally, they're used for, retargeting people that may have come to your website or maybe, submitted a form. There's different ways to track that. And so you can, when someone is browsing on the internet, they can see, your ad again and be reminded, oh, hey, yeah, I was looking for a new bathroom. Let me go back to their website. So that's the idea behind that one. But we, for today, may do a part two on this where we cover local service ads because they're pretty useful and we like them. But for today, for our purposes, we are going to just focus on search ads. So let me show you. I've got a couple of examples here. So, all right. So for this keyword here, bathroom remodeling contractor, Athens, Georgia, just a local area here. You can see where it says sponsored here, and these just look like normal listings. These are search ads. Okay, these are just normal search ads. And so you can see as we scroll down, you've got these other listings and they look like just normal listings here. And so these are search ads. Now, coming back here, these ads that you see here, where you see the green check mark and it says Google guaranteed. I'm saying Google a lot today. Where it says this is a local service ad. And so local service ads are different than search ads. And so, yeah, I'll do a part two on this. It's a whole different ballgame, whole different strategy. We'll do that next month. Hopefully, we'll focus on local service ads. Both of them are useful. We use both in our agency, and I recommend you use both if you have the budget, but we'll cover these on a different day. And then, display or retargeting ads. This is just a local website that we have here in North Georgia. And these right here these are display ads here, retargeting ads. As you scroll down, you see these kinds of banner ads, like this here. So these are just, examples of local of retargeting ads. And typically, if you see this like kind of triangle in the corner, this is Google, this is kind of Google's logo for display ads. And so if you see that, that means it's a Google display ad. So this is what display ads look like. Coming back here, so again, what we're going to be focusing on, we're going to be focusing on search ads for today because search ads are just basic. They're the most basic form of ad. And they're the most easy to set up as well out of all of them. So we're going to be focusing on that because we want to make it actionable for you guys. So before we get into it, we have to talk about budgeting. So a lot of remodelers that I've spoken with and worked with, they don't know how to make a budget. They don't know where to start because a lot of remodelers have never had to, or they've never had to advertise. And so we have a couple of rule of thumbs, and then I have my recommendations. So if you've never created an advertising budget, here is a good rule of thumb. So you take 5 to 10% of your monthly income and use that as your marketing budget. Okay, so that does not mean 5 to 10% of your gross income needs to go to Google Ads, but that means, what does marketing look like? Well, you got to pay for signs, you got to pay for business cards, you got to pay for, your website to be hosted, you got to pay for all of these different things that make up marketing. And so, 5 to 10% is normally a good way to start. So if your company makes $100,000 per month, your marketing budget could be anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000, okay, per month, right? And you can do the math for the yearly cost. So, again, this is not for all ads, but it's a good place to at least get an idea if you've never had to come up with a budget for, how much should we be spending, marketing as a whole. That's a good place to start. But for creating a Google Ads budget, I always recommend for local businesses, in a local market, anywhere from $25 to $50 per day should be enough, especially for remodeling contractors where you're not trying to bring in, as many people as possible. For similar campaigns that we run, excuse me, for our clients, for similar campaigns, doing about $30, we tend to see about 15 to 20 leads per month. Okay, for about 25 to $30 per day. We tend to see about 15 to 20 good solid leads per month. So, that's good and that's sustainable. That's what most remodelers can expect, and that's what most of them want, right? Because remodelers are doing what, one job a week, two, 3 jobs a month. And so you don't necessarily need a whole lot of leads, right? And so at the end of the day, though, you can go as high or as low as you would like, but it's good, but this is a good place to start. Okay. But what you do need to do, now keep this in mind, your budget needs to be sustainable. Because when we create our Google campaign, it takes a few weeks for Google to do its algorithms and to learn about the ad and learn about your business and learn about who's clicking on it. So you don't want to get started and say, oh, I'm going to drop, $100 a day and then use up all of your budget in a couple of weeks. That's not going to work. You need to have something that's sustainable. You need to plan ahead and say, I'm okay with investing, because that's what this is. This is an investment. I'm okay with investing $30 a day for the next 3 months, and we're going to try and do the best we can with these ads. So pick a sustainable budget. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the walkthrough. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at keywords. Okay, because that's what search campaigns are all about. They're all about the keywords. Okay, and so then we're going to talk about the ad copy, how to write that, how to write your headlines, and then how to write your descriptions. And we kind of already talked about your landing page. I might show y'all an example or two, but we're really going to focus on keywords, keyword research, and ad copy. All right. So let's go here. I hope you all can still see my screen here. So if you have never created an ad campaign before, a Google Ads campaign before, you're going to go to google.com, just go to google.com, and you're going to make sure that you are logged into the account, the Google account that you want your ads to be set up under. So if it's a business account, that's preferred. You typically don't want to do this under a personal account. You want to have a Google business account. And so you're going to make sure you're logged in there, get logged in by clicking this and clicking the login button and logging in. Then you're going to click on these dots here. This will open up the different apps. You're going to scroll down till you see this weird looking here. And this is for Google Ads. And so you're going to click on that. And then that's going to prompt you to sign in or get started. So if this is signing in for a Google Ads account, okay, this is not asking you to sign in to your Google account. This is asking you to sign in for your Google Ads account. I'm not going to create a new account here. You just click start now and it's going to walk you through it. All you have to do, the steps that we're going to be skipping over here, is just you putting in your name, your location, and a card. Okay, a card. They want to make sure to get that fast, right? So they get that first thing. So you're going to put in just your information and a card for them to charge the ads to. And then it will move you to where we are going to start. Okay, so by skipping this section, we're not missing out on a whole lot here. So then, let's see here. All right. So let's say we just created our Google Ads campaign, or not our campaign, but our Google Ads account. We put in our card, we put in all our basic information. We just followed the prompts and we come here. This is our Google Ads dashboard. Okay, that's what this is here. And so you can see this is brand new. There's nothing here, there's just a little bit of information, but we haven't created anything yet. So we are going to create a campaign. So you can either click new campaign or click create up here, and that will create a campaign. So we're going to create a new campaign. And so we're going to name it. It's optional, but we're going to name it. We're going to skip the website URL for now. But if you have a website, preferably, you just go ahead and put it in here. But I'm going to click. And so this is where the nuance kind of comes in. So what I recommend is that you optimize for leads. Okay, this tells Google we want people to fill out our form. We want people to call. All of these other things kind of, have their uses. Sales is for like e-commerce stores, so like Amazon stores or clothing stores. Awareness is for like political campaigns and political ads. Website traffic is for like brand new businesses who want lots of people coming to it. But for leads, that's what we want. Okay, we want people to take action whenever they come to our site. So we're just going to skip all this here. Exit guide, exit guide. And so we're going to, so it should say, let's see, remove. So it should prompt you here to set, it should say something like, choose your campaign objective, and then you're going to click submit lead form. Okay, submit lead form. I already went through and did a couple of this, so it's giving me this already. But you'll see a few different options, and you want to click submit lead form because that's what we have on our website. So we're going to continue. And so now this is the different campaign types, and these are the different advertisement types that we talked about. All right, so we had search campaigns like we talked about now, and display campaigns that we talked about. Now there's a few different ones, like these two are video campaigns. If you didn't know, YouTube ads, whenever you go to YouTube and you get an ad on there, those are actually now Google ads. And so you can create those video ads here. And then performance max and shopping, these are things that we don't have to worry about. So really the only two that we talked about was search campaigns and display, but we're going to click on search campaigns. And so here is where we talk about what we want our goal to be. So select the ways you'd like to reach your goal. So we want lead form submissions. And campaign name, you were just going to leave it at that. You can name it whatever you want, but we're just going to leave it at that. So we're going to continue. All right, so we are going to pause right here. We're going to pause right here and we're going to go back and we're going to talk about keywords. All right, because we're gonna have to type in our keywords here, but we have to go do research. We have to look up the keywords that we want to use. So we're going to pause this and we're going to go back. We're going to save that draft. We should have started off this way, but you get to it somehow. So back on the dashboard. We're back on the dashboard here. On the left-hand side, we're going to go to Tools. We're going to go at the top to Planning. Going to go to Keyword Planner. We're going to click on that. And so the keyword planner is where we are going to do just that. We're going to plan out the keywords that we are going to be using. And so you get two different options here. We're going to type in discover new keywords. We're going to click on that. And this is where it gets personal, okay, where you type in the information that you want. So first off, before we get started typing in any keywords here or any keyword ideas, you're going to search your location. So you click on that button down there, right under this bar where it says United States. You're going to click on that. Then you're going to remove the United States because we don't want our ad to show all over the United States. And we're going to type in your local area. So I'm just going to do Atlanta because that's where I'm at, or I'm around there. And you can get as specific as you want. You can type in little areas like Tucker, Georgia, and you can get very specific as well. And if you accidentally type one in or you don't want it, you just click the X there. And so what this will do is it will show you the keyword, the keyword data for that area. Okay, because what someone searches for in California is going to be way different than what someone searches for here. And so so we're going to click save. And so now the results will only be for those areas. So just to keep things simple, I'm going to do, and then click enter and it will just pop up and it will save it. Bathroom remodeling, home remodeling, and remodeling contractor near me. So, I'm just keeping this simple for the sake of this demonstration, but you want to put as many ideas as you can. So if you do sunrooms, construction, any other services that you do, any service, make sure you put that in. Okay. And, sometime I wouldn't recommend this here. You can put in your website and Google will create keywords based on your website. I don't recommend that, because sometimes they make weird keywords, but so just stick to this, make sure the targeting's right, and then we're going to click on get results. So then Google will work and it will come up with a list here. You can see a list of keywords. All right. And so, but how do we filter these? Do we just map them all? Because there's 2,500 keywords here. So what do we do? Well, so if you click here for the average monthly searches, you click here and it will start to pull up in order of most searched. Okay. So these keywords here are the most searched in that area. All right. And so in the areas that we provided, which was Atlanta and Tucker. So what do we do now? So we take a look at these, jacuzzi bath remodel. I don't do that. So we're going to leave that one off. Shower remodel, blah, blah, blah. And you just go through here and scroll down. Eventually you'll see where it kind of starts to get redundant. And so, but for now, what you're going to do is you're just going to click the ones that you like. So I don't like jacuzzi bathtub. I don't like that term. And so we're going to skip that one and you can just click as many as you want. Cost, that one's can be iffy. Remodeling contractors. And so you're going to go through here and see which ones you like. All right. So now before we do anything here, before we do anything new, we are going to click on this section where it says phrase match. Sometimes it will say broad match. And this is where you make your selection of the keywords to match what people are searching. So if you select broad match, that means anytime either word, so kitchen remodeling, it's a broad match. So someone might be looking for, you know, kitchen remodeling 17, something that's totally not what you're looking for, but your business will still show up and it will still, show your ad for that. That's not what we want, right? But we want people to be looking for a kitchen remodeling contractor. And so, what I recommend is phrase match. Phrase match is in the middle. Exact match means it will only show your ad will only show to those people who are looking for that exact keyword. So for kitchen remodeling, for example, someone would have to just type in kitchen remodeling for your ad to show up, or bathroom remodeling for your ad to show up. Now, phrase match would be kitchen remodeling near me, kitchen remodeling Atlanta, kitchen remodel. And so phrase match is a pretty so we have phrase match, we have our words selected. Choose more than 12, but I would say about 50 to 100 is a good number. So then we're going to copy them. And then just to be safe, we're going to create just a blank spreadsheet. We're just going to add them just in case if we accidentally lose them. So now that we have our keywords, we're going to go back to the overview, go to campaigns overview, and we're going to resume draft. Okay. So don't click this. So we are back. We're back in our campaign. So don't click on this for bidding. Just leave that blank. We don't want to maximize bidding here. All right. So now is where we get started with the nuance. And so most of this is already pretty good, you know. So, just kind of just go through this. You don't have to worry about this. Don't worry about audience segments. That's for retargeting. We don't want to do that. So we're just going to click next. And now here's where we put in our keywords. Now it's going to say, use AI to generate. We're just going to skip this because we already have our keywords. And so we're going to, where it says enter keywords, we're going to paste them. And so we paste our keywords that we're going to use for this campaign here. All right. And so these are the keywords and we are good to go. So now is where we get to the creation of the ad itself. And so keep in mind, this is a listing on Google among other listings, right? So people are going to be seeing other listings. And so you need to make sure that you stand out. You need to make sure that your ad is good and stands out and is right to the point. So you're going to click on, so for final URL, this is the landing page. This is where the ad is going. So, for me, I'm just going to use my website just to put something in here. remodelreachmarketing.com. Make sure it's secure. So use https:// and so and then put your landing page. If it's a contact us page, put that page. If it's a your home page, put that. And so display path, this is for if it's a contact page, you can just skip that, leave it blank. All right. And so now we've got headlines and descriptions. So if we go back here, if we come back to these ads, these example ads here, the headline is going to be what is in blue, and the description is going to be the white lettering underneath. Okay. And so then these here are going to be these blue links here. This is something else. But for our sakes here, the blue words on the top, that's the headline, and then the white lettering is the description. So just to put that in perspective of what that looks like. So for our remodeling, our kitchen display ads, we want to, or search ads rather, let's say we're doing general ads. We want to advertise all of our services. So we're going to be doing And let's say our services are kitchens, bathrooms, home additions. So we're going to be typing in all of them. Kitchen remodeling. And keep in mind here, you only have 30 characters. And so 30 letters plus spaces. So you got to keep it brief. Kitchen remodeling contractor, bathroom remodeling. I don't think I can do contractor, so I'm going to do remodeler. And you do want to make these as long as you can, up to 30 characters. So if we're in Atlanta, I'm going to type in Atlanta, and so that way I can, separate myself a little bit. I'm going to type in best kitchen remodeler and home edition door. Okay. And so get specific or get creative. Okay. Get creative, fill it out. You can put as many I think you can put up to 25 headlines, I believe. They change it all the time. And so put as many headlines as you can. Fill it with all of your services that you are advertising. Now, if you're just going for bathrooms, if you're just going for kitchens, then fill your headlines with just kitchens. Fill your headlines with just bathrooms. And so, but we're not going to do that because, we want to save time here. And so then for the descriptions, this is where you can get a little more detailed. So you have 90 characters instead. And so Google does give you some ideas. I tend to like to say, make it like a, you know, I like to make my descriptions something that encourages people to keep reading. So listing off like best kitchen remodeler, best bathroom remodeler, that's for the headlines. But here you want to say something like, high quality luxury remodeling in Atlanta. And then we can go on to the next one because each one of these is going to come up as a continuation. It's not going to be listed, so it's going to be like one long paragraph. And so create your vision with Burnett's remodeling. Create your vision with Burnett's remodeling and dream big. That's terrible, but you get the idea. And then you want to sum it up by saying, with something that separates you. So, 5-time Cody Award winning designers. Something like that. You can get creative here. You have 90 characters to play with here, but this is a good example of, what your headlines need to be. Your headlines need to match what people are searching, and your description needs to convince them to click on you. Okay, so that's a good way to look at it. And so here you can see this tool up here will kind of help you to showcase, how is your ad doing? So it's telling us that we need to add more headlines. Obviously, we need to include keywords. And so it's going to give us ideas here. If you click on more ideas for some more headlines, using the keywords that we created. And this is pretty much it. Okay, this is pretty much it. So now site links, you don't have to do this. It gets a little too complicated. We don't want to get things too complicated. And so we're just going to click done. And so now is where we set our budget. Okay. And so our ad is terrible. Okay. Our ad is terrible. It had a very low score, as you can see. So Google is going to recommend that we have a higher budget. And so the way that Google's budgeting works for Google Ads is it doesn't just take into effect the budget. Okay. So the business that's paying, $100 a day, they might not necessarily be the ones whose ad gets shown all the time. Because if they have a terrible ad and no one's clicking on it, Google wants their searchers to be clicking on their ads. So they're going to be showing the ads that perform the best. And so that's why you need to have a good ad with a solid budget. And so this is where we can play around with it. They give you some suggestions, but at the end of the day, you can set your custom budget. They're going to try really hard to get you to pay as much as they want, but you can put it at 25 or at 50 or whatever you want it to be. Okay. And so for this, we're just going to say 25. So we're going to click next, and then we're going to review it. Going to review the ad. It's going to process it, and it's going to check, and then you're going to click publish campaign. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to do that. Have ads running. I don't own a remodeling company, but you're going to click publish, and it will launch the campaign. Okay, and so that is it. I know that was kind of a lot. I tend to talk a lot, but you really just follow the prompts. Okay. Google is very good, thankfully, because this is how they make money. They make money by people advertising. And, they want to make it as simple as possible for people to advertise. But this is it. You're going to publish it. And now this is when the work begins. Okay. So it's easy to set up an ad campaign, but the ongoing maintenance is what separates good ads from ads that don't perform well and that run off. Okay. Or that fall off, I should say. So what do you need to do now? So coming back here to our presentation, we're almost done here. I appreciate you guys for sticking with me. I know this is a lot. So what do you need to do for ongoing maintenance? One of the most important things that you can do on a daily basis is come into your ad campaign and look for something called negative keywords. Just like how you have a keyword list, you're telling Google, I want to show up for this word. I want to show up for that word. Negative keywords is telling Google, I don't want to show up for that word. I don't want to show up for that word. And so some examples of these are words like cheap, words like fast, 1 week, different locations than you. So what this might look like is if someone says cheap kitchen remodeling and your business is not cheap, so you don't want them. So cheap needs to be in your negative keyword list. Okay. Needs to be in your negative keyword list. And this is something that every single day you're going to have to build up your negative keyword list because Google is they're trying to show your ad to as many people as possible. And so when they do that, they're showing it to as many people as possible to gather data. And so when they do that, they're going to show it to someone who types in, 1 week bathroom remodel or fast bathroom remodeling or bathroom remodeling maybe in a different location. And so you're going to have to tell Google, hey, do not show my ad to those people again. Okay. And so how do you do that? Well, so whenever you come into your campaign, when you go into your dashboard, rather, no, I'm not going to publish. I almost did that. That would have been bad. So whenever you come into your overview here, you will have a little box. It's not coming up right now, but you will have a box that says search terms, and it's going to show all of the different keywords that your ad has been shown for. So it's going to have all kinds of words, and you're going to go through that and you're going to scroll through and look for the different keywords like fast, like, quick, speedy, cheap, budgeted, whatever the keyword might be that doesn't reflect your business. You're going to click on it, and then it's just going to come up and say add to negative keyword list, and you click on that button, and that's it. And so it's just a couple of clicks, but you need to do that every single day. And I'm sorry that I don't have that here. I don't have anything ready to go because your ad has to be running for this list to show up. And so it's just going to be a little box here that says keyword or search terms. And you click on the word and just say add to negative keyword list. All right. So that is negative keywords. So the next thing you need to do is edit your budget as it's needed. Again, don't do anything drastic. Just wait for Google's feedback. Wait for the people who are submitting, forms and taking the action. If you need more, if it needs a little bit of a boost, your ad might not be performing as well. Add $5 a day or so, add $2 a day, do it gradually, but do it consistently. Don't do anything crazy. Don't go from $50 to, $10 a day or anything like that. And so Another thing is setting up conversion tracking. Since we are tracking, or since we are trying to get people to submit lead forms, you're going to have to start tracking uh, form submissions. We're not going to go into that today because it's a very long process, and it honestly is a headache. But I've provided you guys with a YouTube video here on how to do that. And if you want your ads to perform well, you need to be tracking conversions because they see how far people go in your ads. And if they can't even see when people are submitting the form, if they can't see that, then they're not tracking that data and they're not, learning from that. Okay. So you need to do that. And so there's a video here for you guys to do that. And the last thing is be patient. Okay, be patient. Google Ads take time. All right. It is an investment. Okay, it is an investment. But at the end of the day, you're going to, you're going to be much better off doing everything correctly, having a good sustainable budget instead of, dropping $1,000 for the month and then saying, well, we tried that and it didn't work. And then you just lost that $1,000 with nothing to show for it. Just be patient, update your negative keyword list, and you'll be fine. Your ads will do well. So now goals moving forward, finishing up here. I believe this is the last slide. Google ads are good and we recommend them, but they need to be a part of a bigger plan. Okay. You never want to have all your eggs in one basket because what if they don't perform? What if you did something wrong? What if, you're actually targeting the wrong location and you don't even know it? So when you have all of your eggs in one basket, there's lots of room for error. Okay, there's lots of room for error and lots of room for, you know, all of it to come crashing down. Okay. And so other areas that need to be addressed in your online marketing plan is your website. Having a great website, search engine optimization. This is where you're ranking on Google without paying for it. Okay. I mean, that sounds good, doesn't it? Ranking on Google without having to pay Google in order to do that. SEO and Google Ads work hand in hand together. While SEO is working because SEO takes a long time, Google Ads are on the other side supplementing those those leads, having a strong social media presence, video production, having good quality videos of your projects, of yourself as the owner. Google ads, they're good, and Facebook ads even. So just advertisements in general, they're all good. But if you don't have a overall plan that they're fitting into, then you might be setting yourself up for failure. Okay. Because all the time, I promise, all the time I speak with remodelers that say, well, we tried Google Ads, and they didn't really work for us. And I say, okay, well, what else have you done? And they say nothing. Okay. Or they say, well, we've never done any type of marketing. We dabbled in Google Ads and they didn't really work for us. And it's like, well, you probably could have been doing Google ads and Facebook ads, or Google ads and doing some SEO, or, Google ads and, making sure that you have a good, strong social media presence. You're posting every single day, and so all of those things work. Okay. And now, just to prove that, Google is starting to look at your social media platforms to see if you're posting all day and factoring that in to your Google ads and to your search engine optimization. So all of this works together. And so if you just want to focus on Google ads to get some leads quickly, that's fine. But Google ads might not be a long-term sustainable plan on their own. Okay. And that's kind of what separates remodeling contractors from everyone else, because remodelers typically have a longer sales cycle than other local service-based businesses, right? You might be looking at someone who's interested, but then they don't pull the trigger until a year later, right? And so just keep that in mind. If you're saying, well, these Google ads, they're going to save our business, or, we're going to grow so much with these Google ads, you might grow a little bit, but at the same time, if they're not in a bigger plan, then they might not be as sustainable as you think. So I don't want that to discourage anyone. That sounded a little, now that I hear myself say that, that sounds a little glim, but Google Ads work. If you do them correctly, they will provide you with leads, but you don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. Okay. So that is it. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you coming and listening live to this. If you are live or if you are watching the replay, we're going to post this on our YouTube channel and on all of our social media and our podcast channel. And so where you can watch this and click on the links and have this provided for you. And if you have any questions or if you need help with any of this, or if you're interested in a bigger plan, then let me know. That's what we do. We provide digital marketing services for remodeling contractors, and that's all we do. And so I'd love to speak with you. You can give me a call at this number here, or you can send me an email. I'm always available and happy to chat, happy to help you out with anything that you have. So next month, probably going to go ahead and just do a part two on this where we talk about local service ads. That's another great option. I recommend that you do both Google ads and local service ads, completely different story. And we'll talk about those next time. So I appreciate everyone for coming and have a great weekend. And I will see you guys next month. Thank you and have a great weekend.